not very straight, are we?
Mom,
There we go.
you're kind of like a princess.
I'm kind of like a what?
A princess.
Oh, thank you. Apparently I'm a princess. Right, our school, my youngest school, have asked us, we do a different book every week. And this week, what's the book called? Can you remember?
Way Back
The Way Back Home, which is one that I hadn't actually seen before. It's about this little boy that crash lands on the moon and has to get back, and him and the alien.
We don't have it.
We don't have it. We'd never read it before, had it? We looked it up on YouTube. And one of the things that they suggested doing as a homework is a face paint. So
Also, guys, I got some number blocks.
Ewan got some number blocks in the post. He's very happy. Don't climb on that chair. It's not ready for standing on, is it?
And I was waiting until my number blocks have come.
You were waiting until your number blocks came, yeah.
Yes.
But you do actually have to do homework.
Right down on the floor, down
okay,
there.
I'll put up a picture later to show them. So are you going to make me paint myself, or am I going to get to paint you?
You get to paint yourself.
Why are you not wanting painted? You usually nag me. Right, anyway, so, yeah, school have asked us to do...
Mom, we're doing like a stars thing.
You're doing a stars thing?
No.
No, I'm going to do the alien.
No, like a Star Wars thing, what we did on Star Wars Day.
I'm not going to this time, because I'm going to paint an alien, because that might help some people at school have an idea how to
Mom,
paint an easy alien.
You're going first and then it's my turn.
Yes, and I'm painting myself as an easy alien for school. Yeah?
And I want to be a tiger.
It was he wanted to be a Spitfire like 5 minutes ago, so goodness knows what we're going to paint him as. Anyway, school, one of the suggestions, like they have us read a book, and all the reception class read a book or watch it on video or whatever, and then they give you various activities to keep you occupied throughout the week. They just make suggestions, really. And one of the big suggestions this day was, why don't you try and face paint yourself as an alien? So this is my usual model, who is supposed to be... Oh, you've learnt to click your tongue, have you? Fab. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Right, so are you going to leave me alone? Do I get to paint myself as an alien? Yeah? So this is a really quick little alien. It's one that I used to like all those months ago when I actually had a job doing this. I used to like doing this at gigs. It's based on the marvellous book by Jodie Rife, whose name I've completely forgotten. I was lucky enough to be sent one to review when it first came out several years ago by Illusion magazine, and it was Jodie Rife. She does all these designs like around the eye and on the forehead, all these little cute things. It's really quite simple for a face paint. It's not over your whole face, so for the kids that's great, because if you've got a wee one like I have, you know he's going to cry or wipe it everywhere or whatever. And if it's just around his eye or on its forehead, it's got a much better chance of lasting the day and me not being asked to repaint it every 5 seconds. So we're going to do a Jodie Rife inspired alien. Only thing that's going to be awkward is I usually put a stencil on it, and I really can't stencil myself, as I found the other night. Right, what colour shall I do, Ewan? Shall I do that colour?
Okay.
Shall I do sort of pink, orange, yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah, or do you want one of the other colours?
Just do that colour.
Just do that colour, okay. Right, so I'm just putting some water into my kit. Probably going to use that brush, which is Face Painting Shop short angled 3/4 brush. I like their flats, and I like chameleon flats, and all of mine have got strong earth magnets from eBay taped onto them, because my kits have been magnetised for years, even before I got the Craft and Go. And tape works the best. I've tried all different glues, and all the magnets fall off with the glues eventually. What's also going to be interesting is I no longer own contact lenses. When I used to paint myself actually quite well, you know, pretty good, years ago when we were stuck in Hong Kong and I had no models then either, living on a boat, I used to have contact lenses in so I could actually paint and see. So what I'll now be doing is I will be squinting at the mirror and probably squinting at you. So hopefully you can see this. Oh, my feet are freezing. I've got big fluffy slippers on. I need socks as well today. Oh, you and there's sunshine. Sun's come.
Me
Right.
and Daddy know that.
You and Daddy know that. Daddy's psychic, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you still, are you sure I have to paint myself? Can I not paint you?
You
Nope.
paint yourself.
Nope, you're just lying on the floor arranging your number blocks. Lovely. Okay, so my brush is wet. You always wet your brush or your sponge, not your actual one stroke cake. Stripey paint, one stroke, colour block, whatever you want to call it. Most of mine are chameleon. Can't remember which one this is. I never remember the name of that one. Is it Minx? But I use this one a lot. I probably get that about twice as much as, well, 3 times as much as any of the others. It does have a little bit of neon in it, but I have gone back to using neons because Chameleon actually changed their labelling, unlike many paint brands, so that your insurance companies would accept that. I'm going to load it with the darkest colour on the longest tip, but see which way works. Wow, you fit in the cat's box, do you?
Yeah.
And I'm just loading it by going side to side.
That's my card.
Yeah. If you don't have a stripy paint, and a long time ago we hadn't thought of this, or BB hadn't come up with the first rainbow paint.
Who's BB?
BB is a very good painter, a lovely lady that I used to know very well that had one of the first UK face painting shops, and she was the first person to make and sell a rainbow paint block. Anyway, what was I saying? So if you don't have your paints, I mean this is a professionally made one, but I do make my own as well, just squidging together strips of the same brand of paint usually. What you can do is load up your brush with one colour in the middle and then one colour on a corner and a different colour on the other corner, which I still do sometimes. Right, glasses off. Hello, I'm so short-sighted. So, yes Ewan, I can't see, I've not got my glasses on, I've got no idea what you're doing. Oh, you found a Star Wars thing, cool. Right, so all I'm going to do is paint almost like a circle around my eye. But I'm going to make it a slightly bumpy circle. And another reason that this one is quite good is it does not go over the eye, which again a lot of kids are not keen on rather. Although they're anything like my eldest, the few times I've painted him, one time he really wanted to be a wolf for Halloween. I knew he was going to be trouble, so I started with the muzzle and the tongue, and he's going, "It's in my eye," and I'm like, "I'm painting your tongue, well, your wolf tongue." Yes, honey.
I fit in a box.
You fit in the box, I know. You're as small as the cat then. Alright, let's make that a bit brighter. Okay, and then I'm going to just cover up that nice big bag of mine there. I'm literally just going around the eye socket.
Am I going to see me?
No, because I've not got my glasses on, sweetheart. Remember?
Can you see my eyes?
No, I can't see anything, honey. I'm really short-sighted. I've got my glasses off and I can't see you, okay? I can hardly see the mirror that I'm looking at, pet. Right, I'm just going to fill in the middle there a little bit with some pinky orange. This is all chameleon colours. Right, so that is my basic. Now what I would usually do if I was painting this on other people, I'd put a stencil on it. I do make and sell my own stencils on Cat's Craft Cabin, but I've not bothered reinventing stencils that are already out there that I like. So that's 2 that I like. These are both BAM, so that's Badass Mini Stencils, BAMs. That one is 2003, that number. And to be honest, this is probably like 15 years old. They last forever. So this is what I would say that was kind of giraffe pattern really, but I use it for like giraffes and aliens. And that one I quite like. It's a kind of like science nuclear atom pattern or something, isn't it? So see which one of those you like. I think I'll actually put the giraffe-y one on today. What are you doing, honey bun?
I'm playing with the kitten. I'm playing with the cat.
You playing with the cat? I don't know. Can't really see much apart from him flapping around in the corner. Right. Fluff on this. I am going to do through the stencil in white just to highlight things a bit, and I'll use this also as a kind of highlight line. So I'm just loading some chameleon white, which is like a kind of line white rather than a base white really. I'm going to cover that there. I'm just going to gently press kind of where I want my highlighty bits to be. And then I'm going to move this down to here. Can you see that? So the light's popping it out a bit. Are you sure you don't want painted, babes?
Yeah.
Of course not. Right. How many eyes is our alien going to have, by the way?
One.
One eye. Right, let me just try and locate my brush without being able to see it. Nope. I'm looking for my nice little white line brush. Where are my glasses gone? Excuse me. Ah, clarity. Unlike the government broadcast last night. Okay, I am just going to load up some line white. I tend to keep just a little chunk of colours that I keep very liquid when I'm working in the pot, just so that even if it was a new cake, I wouldn't want the whole thing, because what I tend to do at the start of a gig is I'll squirt a bunch of water in there and just let that kind of turn to liquid, and then usually by the time I get around to doing line work with it, it's perfect to use. I do that with my line white, my Bollywood, and my Inkheart blue, all from Chameleon. So I just sort of gouge out a little chunk like that every couple of gigs, and that does me. Just saves you forever having the whole cake being soaking wet. Right, one eyeball, so let's do one massive eyeball there. At one point years ago there was a whole phase where I also had like all different coloured googly eyes, and I used to pop them on with cosmetic adhesive. But yeah, I'm not really into this whole bling thing. It's like occasionally I'll put a single gem on and say to the kids, there you go, you know, like save the gem, you can reuse it. But it's like, for all the time and effort and cost it costs you to make those bling, are you really adding that cost onto your paints? Right, now I want my dark line, and I can't see that. Oh no, I don't. I need to do... How many arms are you going to have, Ewan? 5 arms. Might not be able to fit 5 arms. Let's try this. I might only do 3, honey, because I'm just trying to think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll see how many I can fit, okay? Yeah, I'm really cold today, so I'm sat inside with a long sleeve t-shirt and a puffer jacket. Don't ask me why. Oh, it's because most of my jumpers are in the wash because the chicks pooped all over them. Right, so I've just loaded up my one stroke brush again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one arm coming there, another arm there, and I'm going to give him 3 fingers, okay?
Yep.
3 fingers there. And let's go for another arm there. Oh, I've done this one the other way around, haven't I? Oh well. Let's just make sure his fingers are the right way around. Let's take that up into there. Is that in the right place? Gosh, I really am short-sighted. 1, 2. That's 2 arms. He's looking a bit like a funny Slimer at the moment. Have we shown you? You know, it's probably a bit scary for you, isn't it? Should I do another one? Tell you what, I'll give him 3 legs, and that'll be 5 things altogether, won't it? Now let's go 1 leg, 2 legs, 3 legs. Oh, and the box has been taken out. Sorry. I don't know what that was. Someone tried to add me to a Skype thing that I wasn't doing. So 1 leg, 2 legs, 3 legs. Actually, if I do those toes that way, and then I'll go over here again, so that it's going behind. There we go. Right. Oh yeah, and then I usually use the same brush while I've got it to make a nice big tongue. So as I said, these kind of designs, oh, I cannot remember what the name of her book was. Jodie's book. It was lovely. It was like the first time in ages that I'd seen a face paint book that I thought I would actually buy that. I mean, it's old now, well, several years at least, but it was a really nice book. What are they called? Some funny name that she called Flugels. It'll be out there in the internet somewhere. And she had little stories about all these creatures and what they did. Mine's buried in a box that I haven't opened yet since we moved. Right, I'm just going to use my ink heart to outline. Oh darn, I haven't done my teeth either, have I? I'll do teeth in a minute. So, got my nice little fine pointed line brush. And here's my lovely chameleon ink heart. You're all being very quiet again today, guys. Right, so this is the try and outline without, oops, doing what I probably just did. Just going to put a little blob on the end of each little finger. Okay, right, this is going to be tricky, trying to do a drawing around myself. Hey, how are you, Sophie? Hi, Pat. Hope you're well, everyone. Ewan's refusing to be a model today, and we're supposed to do an alien face paint as part of his schoolwork, because we're doing reading a book about this little boy that lands on the moon and gets stuck and makes friends with an alien. I know what will happen. It'll come to bedtime and Ewan will be having a huge tantrum because he's not got face paint today. Okay, so I'm just doing a little random sort of cartoony eye. And mine can have some big eyelashes because I'm a girl, allegedly, even though I very rarely wear makeup. So I am just outlining it in my favourite ink heart blue, and that's going to make my under eye bags look even worse. Well done, Cat. Bad positioning. So Ewan wanted 5 arms, but what I've actually done is 2 arms and 3 legs. I just, you know, I just thought it made more sense because that's what aliens have, obviously. Oh gosh, I've completely missed the line of the leg. Well done, Cat. Okay, you can have 4 legs. Uh-oh, I can hear the chicks cheeping. Hang on. Ewan, have you shut the door? We managed to hatch 1 chick for his birthday, which is the worst hatch I've ever had. And the poor wee thing decided it was human and was very needy, so we did finally manage to score some friends for it last week. But it has meant that it's forever calling for people to go and play with it. I need to go and check on them in a minute. There's some suspicious squawks coming from in there. A bit froggy, isn't it, with all these legs? Oh my goodness, I cannot see what I'm doing. If this goes on, I'm going to have to order myself some contact lenses for the first time in a decade. So, according to Ewan, it's a proper lady alien, yeah, because, you know, it's got eyelashes. It will probably have glitter, because Ewan will insist I have glitter like he always does. Sorry, I'm squinting, because for some reason that makes it slightly easier for me to focus. Right. And that's it all in my hair. Okay, oh, teeth. Because it's Ewan and he'll want scary teeth. And tongue. Oh my goodness, I'm not in focus even this close. Am I in the right kind of position? Can you actually see what I'm doing? I said I haven't done this. I mean, back when I used to paint myself, basically Facebook didn't exist and the internet as a whole was still very new. My digital camera back then didn't even have a front screen. I didn't have a smartphone. They didn't exist. So I used to have my normal digital camera with a mirror behind it, and I'd be holding up my camera like that to take pictures for magazines that wanted my face paint. Absolute nightmare. But that was a very long time ago. We're actually, Jenny and I, Paintopia Jenny, we're judging a competition for War Paint magazine at the moment, the big makeup magazine, and it's a big cat challenge. And one of the pictures Jenny chose to advertise it was one of the first self-paints, like of a half-faced tiger. Oops, did I smudge that? No. That I did on myself like 20 years ago, and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, yeah, I used to paint myself. I'd forgotten. And now there's all these YouTubers and vloggers doing stuff that we did like 20 years ago. Making the same mistakes, half of them, which is quite funny. Yeah, at least my mistakes weren't generally online back then. Right, I'm just highlighting because I'm being posh, because I'm hopefully a slightly more patient model than some kids are. This is just chameleon line white. Line white. Hey Ewan, how you doing? What's going on? Why were the chicks squawking?
Because a chick was scared of something.
What were they scared of?
I don't know.
Really? Were you running around in there again? You absolutely positive? Sorry, we've got them in a IKEA underbed box next door on a table at the moment. I'm waiting for a new run to arrive because our old chicken run is not fixable. It turns out it's just too many holes. But yeah, it's been actually a really good present, because we'd always promised him he could have some chickens again on his 5th birthday, because that's when his big brother got his first chickens, when we used to live at the farm. And the pair of them have been loving it. Bad time of year to raise chicks, really. It means these ones are going to probably be just lazy layabouts, because by the time they're getting ready to lay, it'll be winter, when most breeds actually scale down their laying. So they probably won't feel the urge to lay properly until next week. Oh my gosh, she's got big bubble lips as well. Alright, so I'm just popping on some teeth into my nice bushy eyebrows. I need to put some little definition into that tongue. Right, so it's only a quick one, really. Well, fairly slow because I'm painting myself actually. But hopefully I will get to paint him again soon. As I said, today's have included a space dinosaur, a space spitfire. Goodness knows what he'll settle on. I need to go and get some fluffy socks, actually. My feet are freezing. Oh gosh, she's looking a bit loose, isn't she? Yeah, I think do away with all the legs. You'll probably do, excuse me, hiccups, better without the legs. And I see, this is where it will actually be easier on me. Ha, yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to see... Oh, did you enter the competition, or is that just for yourself, Sophie? I haven't started judging yet. I'm going to wait until, you know, it shuts, and then when all the orders are in, all the entrants are in, I'll have a look then. Right, so the idea is with this, that your kid, if he's able to, which I know that Ewan hasn't quite got the hand of, if they wink, it should hopefully look like the alien is trying to eat the eyeball, just for you. I'm trying to remember the rules for this competition. I think it had to be something new, so or something recent at any rate, something painted specifically for the competition. But yeah, it does fit in a bit with the whole Tiger King thing. I've not actually watched any of it. I'm not really that interested in following the herd that way quite often, and I know that's probably going to annoy me, but it sounds like it's a bunch of ignorant sort of nutters. I've got quite enough of that with our own government at the moment. Right, so there we go. So that hopefully is a little alien kind of Jodie Rife style. I'm just going to have to stop because he's vanished, hasn't he? He's gone very quiet. I better go and check he's not pestering my husband. So hopefully that will help the school. Oh, I didn't do his tongue bit in the middle. This is me being... Oh, I can't see what I'm doing. I need to order some contact lenses. Mind you, no, I can't because I've got absolutely no idea what my prescription is for contact lenses now. It's been years since I ordered them. There we go. I'm being that finicky. I could start adding in the shadows and everything, but I won't because he's not even here to see it. Okay, so if you have any ideas what you'd like me to attempt to get him to paint, let me paint him as, or the way it's going, he's done it for 2 weeks and it looks like it's going to be me painting myself now. I think he's finally worn off. Yeah, that's the idea. He's like eating your eyeball or eating your face or biting your face, and it's like the kids tend to like it. I do my sharks like this and some of my monsters and dinosaurs like this. I really like faces that do things, so I like the old Universal Studios Wolf Brothers style dinosaurs and crocodiles around the mouth and dragons and all this up here. Just anything that makes it look a bit more interesting. It's not just plopped straight on the face. But yeah, give us any ideas. I've still got a few to work through that we haven't done yet that people have requested, but this one was actually in the school homework today. So I'm hoping that might help a few of the school people. You tried one episode and it's awful. That's good to hear. My brother has very similar taste to I have, and he lives in Barbados, and I think he watched it and it was just I must admit, the weird thing was this whole last few decades, like we were in Hong Kong for what, 6 years and pretty much living on DVD and box sets and stuff because the TV that we could afford out there was not great or was all in Chinese, and it's the one language I never really got my head around at all. And when I came back to the UK, I was shocked because like when we left, there's loads of stuff that we used to watch, like, you know, DIY and grand designs and people doing things, and then some really quite funny sitcoms and things like Jeeves and Wooster, you know. And then we came back and I just remember the whole Big Brother thing had started and Made in Essex, and it was just like, this is what people are watching now. And it was just like the kind of fall in entertainment value and intelligence was just like, wow. And it just seems to have got worse and worse, doesn't it? Yeah, never mind, I probably won't be watching it. Right, so cheerio. I may be back in a wee minute with Ewan doing something. As I said, it might be a Spitfire, it might be a dragon, who knows. But we were trying to do one a day just to bribe him. But yeah, quick little idea. Cheerio. Have a good one, guys. Be well.